Can you imagine the self-esteem issue anyone would get by being called ugly by the goddess herself? Hey guys, my name is Leia and welcome to Anime Recap Pro. Our protagonist in today's recap, Tsukumichi Moonlit Fantasy, is not the luckiest when it comes to looks, but his talent for power is over the roof. But before we tell you more, be sure to hit that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. We really appreciate your support. And without any other delays, let's get started. The series starts as we are introduced to our MC, Makoto Misumi, who is sent to a different world to meet the goddess and take on the role of hero as part of a mysterious contract that a goddess and his parents made years ago. The deity, however, declares Makoto to be hideous, forbids him from even looking at him, and revokes his heroic title. Makoto is cruelly driven to the furthest reaches of the wasteland, far from human civilization, by the goddess in return for which she grants him the ability to understand all languages except the human language. Makoto's innate magical and physical abilities awakened due to the differences between Earth and this new world, giving him superhuman strength, while roaming the wasteland and saves a young orc named Emma from a two-headed wolf monster. In order to clear the fog surrounding her village and allow crops to grow, Emma explains that she was intended to be a sacrifice to the god Shen. Makoto starts learning magic in her village after she takes him there. Makoto decides to exterminate Shen, a huge dragon that uses the fog to produce illusions. Shen lures Makoto into a false sense of happiness, but after probing Makoto's other memories, she finds herself intrigued by his reflections of Hen. Shen surprises Makoto by offering her to enter a contract with him in exchange for becoming his father after he shatters the illusion. She changes into a busty samurai girl, and they create a contract after Makoto agrees, anticipating that Makoto will do in the future. Shen's obsession with samurai and historical dramas is made clear by Makoto. She teleports Makoto to her usual alternate dimension, only to find out that it now resembles rural Japan. Shen offers the orcs a place to live in her dimension, which is now perfect for farming, after Makoto tells them he defeated Shen. Shen insists they figure out how to make a television she can use to store Makoto's memories while she continues to watch his memories. Makoto decides to learn more about his parents, who, according to Tsukuyomi, were also born in this world before settling in Japan. Shen appears carrying a wounded dwarf and explains that a spider known as the Black Disaster is attacking their dimension and devouring everything as it cursed with eternal hunger. Despite killing the spider completely, Makoto is unable to stop it from regenerating. The spider declares abruptly that the extreme violence has satiated its masochistic appetite and that she intends to stay with Makoto forever, preventing Shen from intervening. Shen suggests that the spider enters into a similar agreement with Makoto in order to take on a more human form, and she consents to Shen performing the ritual, even though Makoto is unconscious. When Makoto wakes up, he discovers a new female servant who was equally busy, which gives him some cause for concern. The dwarf is identified as Baron, an elder dwarf with the ability to create artifacts. Baron relocated his village into Shen's realm as well. Following requests for personal names from Shen and the spider, Makoto renames Shen Tomoe after Tomoe Gozen and gives the spider the name Mio. Makoto learns that Tomoe and Mio went recruiting while he was unconscious, and that the orcs, dwarves, mist lizards, and alke spiders have now moved into the village. When Makoto returns to the real world, he discovers a village of people, but they attack him. Tomoe explains that Makoto was probably mistaken for a demon lord because of how powerful his magic aura was. In addition to instructing the dwarves to create items to block his aura, Makoto spends months learning the human language. They enter the human village under the guise of merchants and sign up at the Adventurers Guild. While Makoto ranks level 1, weaker than a child due to his suppressed aura, Tomoe and Mio set records by being 4 times as powerful as the next strongest adventurer. Tomoe learns that Sophia Bulga, an explorer, has killed Lancer, a dragon she knew. Makoto observes that people are starting to follow them and that the price of commodities is unusually high. Tomoe gets ready to thwart a nighttime assault on their wagon. A young girl approaches Makoto and Mio as they are shopping for food. The young woman, Rinon, says that her sister Toa vanished. Despite confronting the thieves, Tomoe accidentally kills 3 of them and captures a 4th. Makoto sends Mio and Tomoe to rescue Toa after Rinon draws a picture of her and learns from the thief's memories that her group is imprisoning her. Toa worries Makoto because she resembles a girl he knew in Japan named Hasegawa. Mio and Tomoe find the current strongest adventurer, Mills Alice, and Toa. Makoto's wagon was loaded with pricey fruit, but Rinon tells the thieves that he has already sold it. She must steal Makoto's gold, the crooks demand, to pay Towa's debts. The clandestine leader of the thieves asks Mio and Tomoe to assist her in the hunt after learning that a demon lord recently approached the city and had a bounty placed on its head. Mills had no idea that the demon lord was Makoto. Considering Makoto's kindness to her, Rina decides she can't steal from him. To see who could defeat the most foes, Mio and Tomoe battle Mills, his thug, and a portion of the city. Towa, who is identical to Hasegawa, save for her hair color, welcomes Rina back into her life. Makoto thanks Mio and Tomoe for saving Towa before hurling them back into the wasteland to apologize for irrationally destroying the entire human city. To make the world believe a monster horde destroyed Zetsuya, Tomoe modifies everyone's memories. Makoto is required to re-register in Sige, the next closest town, because Zetsuya's guild was destroyed. While he travels to Sige with other explorers, Makoto deceives Tomoe into training by himself in the wilderness. Towa harvests numerous monsters that Mio and Makoto kill for their valuable parts, such as the rare ruby eye ants. The adventurers Louisa, an elven archer, Hazel, a human alchemist, and Rihanna, a dwarf priest knight, celebrate re-registering in Sige Makoto. Towa cautions Makoto that Rembrandt Trading Company has a bad reputation before he decides to sell the ruby eyes to them. Emma updates his village on their progress after returning. The Alke have moved into the mountains. The dwarves have started building, the mist lizards had started clearing farmland, and the orcs have started building Makoto a castle. Given how long Tomoe has been gone, Makoto is concerned. The dwarves give Makoto a merchant's outfit to further stifle Azora, but his magic is too strong and destroys the garment. Makoto learns that the demi-magical plane's ingredients are more potent than usual. Makoto visits Rembrandt with ruby eyes and finds the manager challenging. Patrick Rembrandt, the manager, is rude until he sees the ruby eyes, at which point he apologizes. He tells them with joy that the eyes make ambrosia as a way to help his wife and daughters, who a witch cursed. Makoto goes to sign up as a merchant. The math questions on the written test are easy for him to answer because he learned them in middle school. The second test is to collect 4 dangerous items, but he uses a rule that lets him substitute items of equal value and uses the ruby ants instead. Makoto returns to the demi-plane with the intention of setting up a covert portal to deceive passing traders into thinking that the demi-plane is a secret city where they can trade for demi-plane goods before returning home and generating a market for demi-plane goods. When Mio and Makoto try to find Tomoe, Makoto realizes that Mio is hooked on his memories of anime and children's cartoons. Tomoe and Mio are confused when Makoto decides to sleep alone instead of choosing one of them to have sex with. They decide that they need to come up with a plan to get Makoto to choose them. Hazel agrees to help Makoto make the ambrosia when Makoto asks for his help. An adventurer sees Patrick doing something with Makoto and decides to round up as many other adventurers as he can to stop Patrick. Well, that's it for today. What new power will Makoto gain? Find out in our part 2. And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. We really appreciate your support.